You're still logged on to Afro Sport now in focus, and we are going to be looking at the Premier League top 5 race. First things first, and let's look at the standings as, of course, match day 35 is concerned. And 3 more games to go in the league before it reaches the end. Liverpool, we know, are champions already. Arsenal, 67 points at this point in time, look really safe. Manchester City, third with 64 points. Newcastle United tied on 63 points. So Chelsea, who are fifth. Nottingham Forest are just outside that lineup with 61 points. And Aston Villa could, convince themselves that they could still have a shout in the top 5 race. And now, of course, joining us on the show is Coach Adeyemi Adedeji, and he will be taking us through, of course, his thoughts about the top 5 race as it concerns match week 36, 37, and 38. Interesting fixtures to come as well. Great to have you, Coach Adeyemi Adedeji, here on the show.
It's a pleasure to be here once again.
Right, absolutely. Let's dive straight in. And you look at Nottingham Forest. They played against Crystal Palace. 1-1 it ended. Eberechi put in Palace ahead. And then we also had a goal from Murillo, the defender, Brazilian, for Nottingham Forest to salvage a point. And that keeps them just 2 points behind Chelsea. Chelsea, by the way, are at this point in time rejuvenated. They are in good form. But the race looks all the more interesting with 3 games to go, Coach.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you once again for having me. I think it's not over for Nottingham Forest because they still have some easier match than Chelsea to play in the next 3 matches. And I think Chelsea was very lucky to have Liverpool while Liverpool have already won the league, and that makes it much more easier for them to ride, to take the win, to the victory. But I still have 100% hope on Nottingham Forest. I think they're going to take the place of Chelsea.
Let's also have a quick chat about Manchester City. I mean, they were out of the running at some point, but it just seems like Man City know how to rediscover the kind of form they need at the business end of the season. They are now third on 64 points.
Yeah, for Manchester City, I think I said it here a couple of months back. When the head is off, nothing can the body do. The coach himself was not in a good state of mind because he had a lot of crisis with Martin at home, his wife. And that led to psychological problem with him to be able to function the way he's supposed to function. Now that he have had a fresh air from the wife that they are about to reconcile, I think that helped the motivation for him begin to be able to find his balance. And the boys also that he have right now, everybody now, I think they try to understand the type of the way you want to play currently. And that, I think that's a give them the edge now to be able to be getting the needed result they need day in and day out.
All right, you know what, Coach? Let's look at the next 3 games for all 5 teams involved in this top 5 race. And quite interestingly, it does look like a really tough set of matches for Chelsea. Well, let's look at first match 36, match week 36, 37, and 38. Man City will face the relegated Southampton. Bournemouth will also be playing against Man City and then Fulham. Both games, Fulham and Southampton, are away from home, and where it is played might just be a little matter as well. Meanwhile, Newcastle United have 12 games on paper. Chelsea, Arsenal, and Everton. For Chelsea, they'll face Newcastle United. They'll travel. They'll play at home to Manchester United next after Newcastle, after traveling to the St. James's Park. And then they'll finish in what could be a tricky test against Nottingham Forest away from home. Leicester City will be the first opponent for Nottingham Forest in this run-in. West Ham United will be played away from home, and then Chelsea, final day of the season as well. And then for the 7th place, Aston Villa, who think they still have a shout, with just 4 points between themselves and the 3rd place Manchester City. They will place as Bournemouth, Tottenham Hotspur, and Manchester United. But I want us to pick up with Chelsea, Coach, because you have games, difficult test at Newcastle United. St. James's Park is not where any team wants to visit. Then next is Manchester United. And this is perhaps the most tricky end of the season, with them facing Nottingham Forest away from home?
I think I believe the next 3 matches for Chelsea is going to be a very tough test for them. And if they're not taking, if Chelsea is not taking, I don't think the least points they can have there is not going to be more than 2 points. It will be difficult for them to get 9 points because playing Newcastle at home in Newcastle is going to be a very difficult test for them. And Newcastle knows that losing to Chelsea may cost them their position in that first five. And now, we know that Chelsea is going to play against Manchester United. They have not won Manchester United this season. Both on them are aware that I don't think they have an edge over Manchester United. And Manchester United is going to be a very difficult test for them too. And the most important thing for them, Nottingham Forest, is going to be the last match they're going to play against Chelsea at home. I think this weekend match, if they can be able to get their result they needed from Manchester, that would boost their morale if Chelsea get to lose to the Newcastle. And I think that will be the end of the road for Chelsea.
Well, you look at those run-up fixtures now, it seems like we are set for a blockbuster end, especially with Nottingham Forest facing Chelsea on the final day of the season.
That day is going to be the decisive day. Because I strongly believe at the moment, I think Chelsea is leading Tottenham Forest with a 3-point lead. And if Chelsea lose to Newcastle this weekend, then Nottingham Forest will lead Chester. Then they will close the gap. Then the matches against Manchester United is going to be a very tough match for them because there will be a lot of nerves. They know that losing that match or playing draw may cost them their position. And that will give the Nottingham Forest the edge to override them to take the position that belongs to Chelsea.
So, Coach, just on a note of finality with this talking point, which teams do you think are safe at this point in time? Because mathematically it's not safe for anyone, but which of these teams also do you reckon will perhaps drop off from the top 5 race?
The first thing that is safe out of all of them right now is Arsenal is safe, Manchester City is safe, but for Newcastle, Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, I think, and Aston Villa, I think these people are still hoping to get the third and fourth and fifth position. So the only people that are safe right now is Manchester City.
Quite interesting. Then we have a 4-team battle to look forward to with 3 match days to go in the Premier League. And of course, we'll now take a break. And when we come back, we'll be talking about a showdown that, of course, is one for the ages. Thrilling first leg, 3-3 between Inter and Barcelona in Spain. And now we head to Giuseppe Meazza, where the second leg will happen much later tonight. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people. It speaks to youth in a language they understand. It laughs in the face of all types of discrimination. Sport can create hope where once there was only despair.
Welcome back to AfroSport Now in Focus, and let's talk about the first return leg game between Inter and Barcelona in the UEFA Champions League semi-final. And of course, we know how it happened in the first leg. Enthralling scenes, and it ended 3-3. Lamine Yamal and Denzel Dumfries, the star of the show. But this time around, it is all set and poised to be an all-timer once again in San Siro. And definitely having shared 6 goals in Spain, they will now meet again for the second leg. And Inter are aiming to take one step closer to a 4th title on the continent, while Barcelona ultimately are seeking their 6th. Well then, of course, I've still got Coach Adeyemi Adedeji here. And of course, Coach, we had fantastic scenes. It was a spectacle in Spain, and most certainly we're expecting more of the same.
Yeah, if we look, we have to do the review from the match that Inter played in Barcelona. We saw that bench in attacking position, and Inter played more defensive, and they wait for the attack for them to be able to put the ball at the back of the net. And I think today, if they come with the same mentality, which I believe that's how they play, they like playing defensive, focus. And if Barcelona scored the goal for us, like I said last week, I think there's going to be a different game. Barcelona is going to score more goals. If they score first, then I think it's going to be different also to come back this time.
Okay, Coach, let's hear from both coaches, Simon Inzaghi and Hansi Flick, as both sides are set to collide this evening.
Ma il gruppo ci crede, ha voglia, sta aspettando questa partita con la giusta tensione, allenandosi bene. Poi per quanto riguarda il Barcellona, insomma, in campionato ha l'81% di possesso, in Champions il 76%, quindi adesso non so la Coppa del Re, ma non cambia tanto da Liga o da Champions. È una squadra che sappiamo benissimo la qualità che ha nel possesso, la bravura nella riaggressione, sappiamo che in difesa qualcosa rischiano, ma è un rischio calcolato molto bene da un ottimo allenatore che stimo molto come Flick, perché insomma è la squadra più prolifica al mondo, quindi hanno già vinto 2 titoli, sono in corsa su altri 2, quindi sappiamo che ci vorrà sicuramente una grandissima Inter.
Lamine is a genius. What he's doing with the ball, it's unbelievable, and every pass is normally with the right pressure, with the right length, and it's really unbelievable with 17 years. And for me, it was the match on Wednesday when he brought us back with his actions and with his goal. It was really good to see. But he always to show that it's now the second leg, and a very important leg, because we want to reach the final. This is our goal, and we need everyone on the highest level against this fantastic team of Inter.
La veritat que és un partit crucial. La motivació és màxima, són unes semis de Champions, com ben has dit, ens pot donar el passe a una final 10 anys després, o sigui que estem amb molta il·lusió, moltes ganes de que arribi el partit i preparats.
Okay, Coach Adedeji, we heard both coaches already. Let's talk about what to expect. Lamine Yamal, in terms of individual performances, had one solid performance. And you heard Simon Inzaghi say there that, look, we have to stop this 17-year-old. This is beyond comprehension. That in the UEFA Champions League semi-final, a 17-year-old is the man to watch.
When the coach says we have to stop a player, I believe that he has his tactical plan with the ball, and with the ball what they can do so that they can be able to have an advantage, so then they can have an advantage to put the ball at the back of the net of the opponent. As a coach, I always believe in collective play. When you have the ball and you lose the ball, and definitely I think that's what they are going to do. What he's trying to say is, whenever they lose the ball and they know there's a Barcelona want to switch the ball to the right hand side, so the person that is playing the left hand side and the left defense also, and the defensive midfield, they should form a block in that area so that they will not be able to penetrate to that area before you do in the first. first half, you can see how dangerous it is. I can take 2 to 3 players on. So no, I think they have done the review of the match. They have analyzed it, and definitely they'll, as an Italian, my team, they'll find solution to pull the young boy.
Right. Let's talk about unique. The interplay unique style of football with a right wing back like Denzel Dumfries that can grab the headlines in the semi-final of the UEFA Champions League. And you look at what his performance was like in the last game, and how important is the wing backs in that system as it pertains to their success in this second leg tie.
You know the system they play, like I said, they try to play middle low block. So they prefer to the right back and the left wing to do the attacking for them to be able to when they are going to attack. So I think Barcelona too, they have seen where the mistake came from, where they was them to concede 3 goals against a team like it, that they have to fight back for them to be able to put the ball at the back of the net. I think they too they have a strategy to make sure that what happened last time from the right side will not happen again. But like I said, as a good coach, if you want to win Barcelona, you just have to concentrate on the right hand side of Barcelona because Milan they hardly fall back. So when you have a strategy that you can dominate on the right hand side of Barcelona, when you have the ball, I think it will give it the open Milan edge as well.
Okay. We're not sure how much of game time that both of their strikers will have, but in terms of hitmen, Lautaro Martinez, we know he had to leave the pitch the last time out, and of course Lewandowski was barely involved in the first leg because of course, an injury. But how important will these two be going into this showdown tonight?
Everybody's looking to Lamine Yamal. Nobody's talking about wonder boy. What's his name? It's been their central midfield. He also can score goal from any. We score against Inter Milan. He is the engine room of the team. If you can be able to take him out of the team, then Barcelona is nowhere. So, but when you focus on Yamal, he is really dangerous because he is the one that decides where the ball goes at the end of the day. So when you talk about their striker that is coming back, the striker can only put ball at the back of the net if they receive ball from the wing or from the midfield or from the creative midfield. Without a ball from the midfield or from the flank, I think striker cannot put any ball at the back of the net. So the person that Inter have to focus more on is to find a way to play to block the middle so that they cannot be able to bring the ball to the square the ball to the flank where Barcelona has their weapons. Right side and left side of Barcelona is where they have their strength. So if you can be able to contain them there and the central midfield, Barcelona has no other alternative. We lose the idea.
Right, coach. So just before we go, it'd be fascinating to know your predictions going into the game tonight.
Like I said before, I think this game is going to go. It's going to go to penalty, and if you go to penalty, Inter will carry the day. But in open play, I think by Barcelona.
Well then, we'll see. Thank you very much, Coach Adedeji. All right, of course, for being a part of the show, and thank you very much for your predictions, for your thoughts as well. We look forward to a great game in San Siro.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah. And that's the much we'll take here on Afro Sport Now in Focus. And if you want more news and information, just visit our website, afrosportnow.com. Also, you can follow us all across social media. The handle to follow is at Afro Sport TV. My name is Ayomide Shotubo. Thank you very much for watching. See you next. Bye for now.